at you all the way from our dorm rooms to your conference rooms. Sabah and Dan team in here are two college students who are ready to talk to you guys about business and lifestyle from our personal experiences.
Each week we'll discuss about our lifestyle as college students as well as our tips and strategies starting in the business field. We'll bring on successful entrepreneurs in the millennial generation to share with us their journey and how they got started and where they're at now.
Our goal is to help you students, millennials, and entrepreneurs gain inspirational advice by our spontaneous conversations and meaningful guidance. Let's dive on in.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 55 of Dorm Rooms to Conference Rooms. And guys, I know we never ask you to, do too much here, but it would really help us out if you could rate, subscribe, and review, especially with all the value Sabah and I bring during the show. But to get us going, as always, Sabah, how are you doing today?
I am doing great. I'm super excited about this show. So I hope all of you guys are listening to it because there's no excuse not to.
I see what you did there, Sabah. But guys, today's show is about excuses and how everyone makes them at one point in their life and how many, how excuses really are just, they're stepping stones to failure. And they won't help you, seize the day or make it big out of an opportunity that you have. But Sabah, to really get us going here, what is the time you refused to make an excuse and you got down to work and you just grinded it out?
Honestly, probably every single day. Because I know I used to be that person who would make excuses literally all the time. Like, oh, I'll do it later. Oh, I'm too busy. But, recently, even, a lot of people, they say that they're busy all the time, but really they're not really taking their time to do work. They just say they're busy because it takes them so long to do, one single thing. So I know for me, whether it is, creating content, doing this podcast, doing blogs, going to an event, speaking to somebody, really anything, and now I just take it as an opportunity and just go with it. Mainly because excuses, they're just so, I just don't understand why people always make excuses all the time, because you're pretty much just lying to yourself when you say excuse. And this quote that I really like is, excuses will always be there for you, but opportunities won't. So if you have a really great opportunity, maybe you get to go to, let's say California for this really great event. The lineup of speakers is really well. You have a really great networking opportunity there, but you make an excuse because you may not have enough money. You don't want to buy the airplane ticket. You don't want to skip school for a couple of days to go to that event. But a lot of people, they say that and they're just excuses, but I know some way that you can still go to that event. And I know Dan and I, we've done that numerous times where we just bought that plane ticket and went to that event or went to go work with our team.
Yeah, I know we could have easily just said forget it, not go down to Florida and enjoy our winter break that we had among us. But instead, we found a way to get to Florida and we really took advantage and, seized the opportunity that was in front of us, because there's not too many times where you could go meet your mentor. There's not too many times where you can go see people that are part of your team and really grow as a unit. It's that whole deal with the mastermind too. There was 6 of us down there and the synergy was flowing and it was awesome. We learned so much by doing that. And instead of making an excuse for not going, we went, we seized the moment. And I'm actually just getting through Think and Grow Rich for the 3rd time, or I think within this year, actually. So yeah, it's my 3rd time going through it. And you always talk about the mastermind in it. And guys, if you're not part of a mastermind, get in it. It's so important. But just going off of that, the quote that I have for you guys is, there are only 2 options: make progress or make an excuse. And every day, like Sabah said, there's always an opportunity for me to lay an extra 20 minutes in my bed or an hour, but that's not going to put me in the best position for tomorrow. And that's how you got to think about it. What are you doing today that's going to put you in a better position for tomorrow and help you grow? And if I was to lay in bed for an hour, would that really help what's going to happen tomorrow? Probably not. So instead, get out of bed, go take a shower, go work out right away. And those are some of the, first couple things I do. Or usually what I do is I wake up, take a shower, and then I get to work doing some things, and then I'll go work out midday. But you always got to do that. And you really see that at the gym for all these people that, have their their New Year's resolution of going to the gym. And the best part is those people are there for the first month and then they're gone. So, because they found every reason after that not to go. Oh, look, I shedded a couple pounds. I'm good. I don't need to go anymore. And they just made that excuse for themselves to make themselves happy and believe that, they don't need to work any harder or work anymore. But really, it shows up at the gym day in and day out. And I think that's where everyone, you could see the excuse, see whether or not they're there. And you could see the progress in, happening. So I think everything honestly starts in the gym.
Yeah, for sure. And like going off of that, talking about New Year's resolutions, I bet almost like what, 85%, if not more, people have already given up on their New Year's resolution. So I know we did a show in January about our resolutions, and I know I wrote down quite a few in my notebook, and I'm still working towards mine. I actually made a few of them already, and I'm striving to make those other ones before January hits again. So I know for me, there's like no excuse for me not to hit those 17 goals that I made because all of them are pretty attainable, guys. So if you guys did make New Year's goals, which I'm sure a lot of you guys did, make sure you're still working towards them because it's not the end of the year yet. You still have about 6 months to keep at it. So keep pushing towards them, guys.
Yeah, no, definitely. You got to really just, when you write down your goals, every single day, you have to stick to those goals. And I have a list for both businesses, whether it's the dorm rooms and conference rooms or whether it's HD marketing, I have a list of must-dos for each one. Then I have another list of must-dos for myself. And a person like Andy Frisilla actually spoke of this. It's called his power list. And he puts down the 5 main objectives he wants to get done during that day. And he talks about how he doesn't wake up till 9 a.m. and those 5 objectives are done by 1 p.m., right? So you could get those 5 objectives done right away, but it better put you towards your bigger goal. Otherwise, what's the point of what you're doing? And, have a list like that. Have something that's, a power list, as Andy Frisella would say. But have a list that really makes you, do what you need to do. My power list for HD marketing is I send out 50 texts, I connect with my team, and I do checkups on my realtors. For dorm rooms and conference rooms, it's reach out to 2 new people to try to get them on an interview, talk to Sabah about what's going on with the podcast, and editing podcasts, and then sending them over to her. And then for my personal ones, it's usually, honestly for me, I'm not a person to wake up super early. So it's wake up at 7 a.m., get going right away, and then take a shower, go work out. And then the third one is go work out. So those are kind of the list that I abide by. And each one of those are either revenue producing or puts me in the correct position to help me out in the long run. So definitely have a list together, and there's no reason not to follow it.
Yeah, for sure. And like nowadays, I'm so like prone to just like doing work. And now like every time, even if I think of an excuse, I'm like, why am I even thinking about that? Because I know there's some way that I can get myself to that location or do that interview or do that podcast, write that blog, literally everything, because there's always a way to do something. I mean, people out there, they're probably in lower circumstances than you are, so there's no excuse that you should be making because of something that you may not want to do just because you're plain lazy or you just want to watch Netflix instead of doing something else that's more productive. So making excuses is just pretty much lying to yourself, and that's like really bad, and you really should not be doing that to yourself because you're probably worth so much more. You can probably accomplish so much more than you think you can. You just have to do it.
Yeah, definitely just keep yourself pushing. I mean, I remember I saw something the other day, actually, that Adrian Aguilar posted, someone who was in Sabah and I's mastermind, and he posted that, it's nice to, relax, which it really is, guys. Like, you got to have time to relax, recoup. He goes, but, you always got to stick your head down sometimes, ignore the distractions, and keep going. And that's what I feel like a lot of people fail on, is you don't ignore those distractions that come about. Whether it's whether it's playing with the dog, which I mean, obviously it's really relaxing to mess with the dog, but there's so many outside distractions, that people just look at, and that's what they go towards. It's the shiny object syndrome, like on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, whatever it might be, that people will see, a 24-year-old flashing a Ford GT and want to be just like that, but they might not have saw the years of putting his head down to get to that point, or they might not know it's rented. And that's the biggest thing, is you guys got to understand that some of these people aren't really doing what they're supposed to, and they're renting a lot of things. But if you keep your head down and just stick your nose to the grindstone, you could actually own it and not rent it. Guys, like I just said, keep your head down, stick to the grindstone, and you can really have anything in your life anything in your life you want. So that's all we have for today. You can find Sabah at sabahali.com, and you can find myself at danieltiemann.com. Sabah, what are some final words?
Definitely keep on pushing, guys. Take those opportunities, make an effort, and do not ever make an excuse. But thank you guys so much for listening today on Dorm Rooms to Conference Rooms.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Dorm Rooms and Conference Rooms. Don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you haven't joined our accelerator program yet, you can find that at livetogrind.com/college, where we connect you with today's latest influencers and experts in their fields.